William, it's cool, it's crisp, and it's delicious.
Judy, are we talking about fall?
No, about apple tasting. We'll tell you more next on Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time. Well, if you've never been to Rome, well, here it is, and it is delicious.
And Rome is just one of the over 50 varieties available this year at Portland Nursery's Apple Tasting. And we're going to talk to Sarah later on in the show about everything else that's going on this year.
And also, coming up in the show today, we'll be showing you how to divide your peonies.
But coming up first, we're going to be talking about some pumpkin magic.
Well, what is fall without a pumpkin project? Well, I'm with Eve at Al's Garden and Home. And so Eve, you know, we love decorating with pumpkins, putting them on the front porch, but you have a really cool project for us today.
Yeah, this project was actually inspired by a project that we do with our Wine and Workshop Wednesdays. It's called Succulent Pumpkins. And we take some cute, short, squat pumpkins, some of the unique ones like Cinderella or Ghost or the warty ones, any pumpkin you can use. And then we put succulents on top of them.
Ah, so you're not going to be taking out the guts and digging and
Nope.
making all
No
that
messy
mess.
guts involved. We
That is
actually
great.
make a beautiful little bed out of sphagnum moss
All
around the stem, and we just glue that down, and then believe it or not, we glue the succulents to the sphagnum moss.
Ah.
People get really concerned when we start gluing things with hot glue, but the succulents can handle it, and they do just fine. And then this project actually lasts through Christmas.
Oh, wow. So really, we can leave it outside.
Yes.
And it'll be fine. And then what do we do with it then?
Well, once you're done looking at it, then the succulents are still viable. You can actually scoop them up and put them in a new container, or you can put them in your garden if you want them to take root there, or and then just compost the pumpkin.
Oh, you know, that makes it so much easier. And then plus you get more plants for your garden. I love that.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's begin.
Okay. So first thing, we're going to make the little sphagnum moss, and then the project that I did, I love the little stems.
Oh.
That one actually didn't come with a stem, so I just pulled a stem like this guy out of the bucket and glued it on. So you can even cheat with that. If you find a pumpkin that's perfect, you can find a new stem.
All right.
And then we've got
hot glue.
hot glue.
All right.
And just be messy, you know, put a lot of hot glue down on there.
And really, the hot glue guns now are not so hot that you're going to burn
No,
yourself.
yeah,
so
these
really
even
for-
say low temp on
Okay.
them. They're, yeah, we don't give you guys anything dangerous to play with.
And so even little ones can kind of help with this.
Exactly, yeah. They can pick out the succulents from the different varieties, like the hens and chicks and the Angelina and all of that, and it's super cute.
And Eve, all these plants were available and the pumpkins available at Al's?
Absolutely, yes. Every single one of these came off of our floor, so all of the succulents are available at Al's. And then the pumpkins for sure are available. We have the classic orange ones that are only $1.99. It doesn't matter the size. And we get about 62,000 pumpkins in. We get 1,500 every 2 days. So we will have plenty of pumpkins for you to choose from. And yeah, you can make this project all from everything from Al's.
Excellent. Well, Eve is going to get creative here, and we'll be right back. So Eve, really, that didn't take more than 10 minutes off camera there.
Oh no, it was super fast. Once you have all of the sedums picked out and the succulents picked out that you like, then you just kind of look at it like a cake and decorate it.
And I saw you added some dry material, so that's really fun too. You can go into your garden and pull it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is from cornstalk. These are celosia. Obviously, there's the moss in there. You can also get seed heads from crocosmia and crepe myrtles and things. So.
Oh, fun, fun. Well, you know, this is just one of the kind of classes that Al's has all during the year. And so really go online to find out more information about your classes.
Yeah, just go to our website and click on the events tab and you'll see all of our Wine and Workshop Wednesday series. And then we also have brunch and workshop Saturday at Woodburn.
Well, you know, this is a great project. You can go to any of the Al's Garden and Home to pick up pumpkins and the sedums and really have a great time at your house decorating pumpkins for the fall. So go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to the Al's website and you can find out all that information. Eve, thanks so much. You're so creative.
Oh, thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Portland Nursery, and I'd like to invite you to our annual apple tasting. No one does apples like Portland Nursery, so come join us, always the second and third weekends of October. Sample a variety of apples from sweet to tart. Enjoy fresh pressed apple cider, piping hot apple strudel, and bins of freshly picked apples and pears. We'll have live entertainment, crafts for the kids, and cooking demonstrations. Don't miss our annual apple tasting at our 50th and Stark location. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Your center for home and garden decor, Garden Gallery Ironworks has everything you need to make your home a showcase. For the inside, we have a great selection of Kelly Ray Roberts items, and our farmhouse style department is full of one-of-a-kind gifts. For the outside, we have arbors, trellises, planting beds, and garden decor. Everything to make your neighbors jealous. Check out our new website and then come visit us in Hubbard. Garden Gallery Ironworks.
Take the hard work out of yard work with the amazing new leaf hopper. It's so lightweight and easy to use, and it goes where wheelbarrows can't. Simply fill, then fold, then funnel into yard containers or compost bags. It's perfect for carrying leaves, twigs, branches, and more. Use the leaf hopper to add mulch or gravel in no time. Get your leaf hopper today for only $19.99 plus shipping and handling online at easyhaultarp.com. All major credit cards accepted. That's easyhaultarp.com.
Locally grown, fresh from the farm, stylish and sustainable. Your dream yard starts at Al's Garden and Home. Our biggest sale of the year is on now. You'll find huge discounts throughout the store. Save big on perennials, trees and shrubs, houseplants, and more, including patio furniture and pottery. Don't miss it. Our biggest sale of the year is on now. Al's Garden and Home in Woodburn, Sherwood, Gresham, and Wilsonville.
Well, it's that fall favorite at Portland Nursery. I'm with Sarah. So Sarah, it's apple tasting weekend, kickoff weekend.
Yes, our 32nd annual. And today is technically the second day because we do a little bit on Friday, but the big events are Saturday, Sunday. And as you can see behind us, we have lots of apples ready for people to come and get.
You know, it's so fun to be kind of behind the scenes because it's all set up in the nursery and it's gorgeous, but this is kind of fun to see the staging area. There's just so many bins of apples.
There's a lot of behind the scenes. The event has grown bigger than we ever really thought it was going to.
Oh, of course,
so
of course.
We moved through just
Tons.
so many apples.
Tons.
So many apples.
And we have a couple to talk about. So tell us about these because these are just one of the many that you have for sale. There's lots to taste, but you have many for sale.
We have a lot for sale. We have over 50 to taste, and then we have over 60 of apples and pears to buy.
Wow.
And they're farm fresh. So we've got some L-Star here, which have a real nice flavor, almost a little bit tart, but nice and sweet too.
Look at this one. This one is huge.
Gorgeous.
Look at that. It's just beautiful.
Nice red color. It's like your picture perfect apple.
It is, for sure.
Ambrosia here,
pretty.
which is a family favorite of ours. It's really nice and sweet. And then we've got juice, which is
That's
I
a
have
fun
not
one.
actually
No.
tried. Looks like probably a good juice apple. I guess.
think so.
But I'm looking forward to trying that this year. So basically it's from 10 to 5 this weekend and next weekend. And we've got live music,
Fun.
apple tasting. So you can taste,
That's a big thing.
You can taste all of them, and then not all of them are for sale, but free kids activities and some hard cider tasting, fresh cider pressing, and then we've also got some food carts. So we've got Hot Lips Pizza, and then Mission Barbecue is going to be here, and
also we can bring food for the food bank.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, bring a can of food for the food bank and a carpool if you can, because parking's kind of hard. But especially bringing some food out, if everybody brings a can, it can make a big difference.
It is, and it's such a community event because everybody loves to come. It's such a fun kickoff for fall. But then you help your community, and you get to just participate in this wonderful local kind of event with all the farmers bringing in their apples.
Yeah, and it's really great for families. I don't know of a lot that you can do with a family family for as cheap as you can to come here and do a pumpkin painting and some dancing and some juicing.
And talking about community, there's other vendors here too with local products.
There are a lot of different vendors. We've got some really interesting different people that come out from the community that are kind of hard to find other places. Some handmade goods and tinctures and things like that. So it's really a great place to come and shop around.
Nice. And then shopping, there's plants because everything is fall forward. So really you can get some plants for some fall interest in your garden.
Yeah, we have quite a few fruit trees in stock at the moment.
Of course.
So if you find an apple you like, we might carry the tree, but also, yeah, I mean, it's a great time to come and see like some of the fall flowering camellias, just the fall plants in general. There's so much going on in the garden in fall, and it's really great to kind of see what you can do with it and how you can add some fall interest.
Oh, sure. And it's a great time to plant, so really a great time to come.
Yes.
So, you know, it's the first Saturday of the apple tasting. It's also next weekend, only at the Stark Street store. So please go to gardentime.tv and click over to the website, get all the information, but come out. It's going to be so much fun. It's a great time to enjoy the fall in Portland. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
William, what are you doing?
Well, you said this is frost cloth, so I'm protecting myself from frost.
Well, our tip of the week is about frost cloth, but you don't wear it. You actually use it on tender vegetables to extend your harvest, like tomatoes. You put it on if frost is predicted, and then you take it off in the morning, and you can extend the fruit on that harvest.
You know, another wonderful project that you can do with it is, as we have a lot of containers, and we love those containers, or we wouldn't have had them throughout the summer. Maybe they're still looking pretty good, and you think, when that first couple of frost hits, I'd like to protect them. That's another great use for frost cloth. You can just cover them, and then after a couple of times you go, yeah, these are done. Then you can give up. You can always extend their value and beauty for a little bit longer.
And you know, and then fold it up and save it, because then you could use it again in the late winter, early spring.
So the valuable use of frost cloth in both spring and fall, that's our tip of the week.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
When I came to Capital Auto Group the first time, I was looking at a WRX. Of course, never financing a car before. I was very limited when it came to, you know, putting money down and stuff like that, and they were able to really help me. And they worked diligently for 2 days, and they eventually got my payments to where they were reasonable and I could actually buy the car. They actually cared about me and what I wanted, not what they wanted. At Capital Subaru, I got it my way on the Parkway.
Create a beautiful living space both inside and out with the help of Terra Casa.
Outside, you'll find pottery, fountains, and decor to make your garden unforgettable.
And inside, there are home furnishings and just the right accents to make your home warm, inviting, and most importantly, comfortable.
Terra Casa has a huge selection of merchandise to fit any home or budget. Plus, we still have all the unique and distinctive gifts that you have come to expect from Terra Casa.
Terra Casa in downtown Damascus.
Don't let the cold and wet get you this winter. Warm up to a season of heat with Grimm's Fuel. Grimm's has plenty of wood and heating oil ready to deliver to keep you warm all winter long. Stay warm and cozy with Grimm's Fuel.
Fall is a time to think of planting and planning. Planting new plants now will help them get a jump start on next year. Black Gold All-Purpose can help your plants get ready for winter and next spring. Formulated with a blend of natural and organic nutrients, it contains everything your plants and spring bulbs need for a happy and healthy start. Look for Black Gold All-Purpose at your local garden center or nursery. Black Gold, all the riches of the earth.
Every year, trees fall or break, causing property damage, power outages, and injury.
Now is the time for Bartlett Tree Experts and COLLIER ARBOR Care to get your trees ready for the extreme conditions ahead.
Our free consultation will help to spot the signs of potentially hazardous trees.
We can help address problems before they occur. Whether it's trees or shrubs, we can help you get a healthy and beautiful garden.
COLLIER ARBOR Care and Bartlett Tree Experts, providing environmentally safe tree care since 1907.
Well, you know, normally when we come out to Adelman's Peonies and we talk about the beautiful peony flower with Carol, you know, they're all in bloom everywhere. We've never been here at fall before to talk about how to prune and cut them, but look at this garden still. Even in almost October here, it is stunning. So good job on that, Carol. Now, what are we going to be doing? Because we've talked about how to prune different peonies before, but tell me about this one variety we're going to talk about.
Okay, this is a tree peony called Renown. And some of the reasons you might want to divide a tree peony is if you're moving and you want to take some with you, if it isn't putting out as many flowers as it did before, if it's in too shady of a spot, some of those things you might want to dig it up and divide it. And this is about a 3-year-old plant here.
This is only 3, my goodness, it's massive.
And this is the woody top, and we've cut it down quite a bit so that we can get to what we're doing, and we washed it so that we can have a good view. And these are the tools that we use for dividing.
And Carol, you suggest even to the home gardener, when you dig any peony up to do some pruning, wash it off so you really see what's there, right?
Well, it's a good idea, especially if it's an expensive one,
sure.
so you can feel more comfortable with what you're doing. So you want to leave some pieces with eyes on some pieces with roots.
These little white things here are the eyes?
Those are the eyes,
okay.
And those are going to make the stems and the leaves and the flowers for next year.
And then what is your goal? What are you looking for with each of the stems with eyes on it?
We want to leave some good root mass with it.
Uh-huh.
We'll see how we can get that out of there.
I feel like I should help, but I don't know how.
I've got it all the way. I think it's pretty well affixed to this one.
Uh-huh.
And we have another one over here I think we can cut off pretty
And
easily.
so you're not really you're not saying, oh, this is the one I have to do this with. You're kind of letting the whole root system tell you what needs to be cut, okay?
Sometimes you can get some big ones,
wow.
But sometimes you get some small ones too. So.
And would you consider this one, this could be replanted just like this then?
Well, it could, but we're going to cut the...
Oh, you're just pruning off some of the length of them.
We're going to take off some of the length so that it gets the idea that it's supposed to start growing again.
And then would you transplant it now at this time?
Yes. And so you can plant it like that and cover it up probably about to here.
Uh-huh.
And it'll just take off. And one fellow today called and he was thrilled because his first year plant that he planted last fall, tree peony bloomed for him already.
Oh, really?
And his friends thought that was unheard of.
Well, it's not now, is it?
So maybe we're going to have to grab hold of this and pull.
I'm very good at helping. So what we're going to do is take a break while we work on this and get it apart, okay? So now, Carol, from that one massive plant, you've come up with 5 really large ones and 1 little one that you're going to give your granddaughter to work on, you said. But tell me about now the transplanting concept. What is it that you would use to amend the soil before you put these in?
Well, we use a low nitrogen fertilizer, like a tulip daffodil fertilizer. That works really well. And in Western Oregon, we have acid soil, so we add a cup of lime or dolomite to the planting hole to sweeten it up a little bit.
And then...
So you would set the plant down like this. The roots actually could be a little bit shorter.
Uh-huh.
And cover it up to these bottom eyes here. And it will make more growth next year. And then possibly next year it'll set out more stems. They're not like a tree rose. They shouldn't be just a one stem plant. They should be a multi-stem plant. And if you get a plant that has old weak stems, you could cut it down to the ground level and it will put up sprouts beside it so that you'll have a
And what about
invigorated.
You really think, especially with tree peonies, they should be on their own root system is best for them?
Yes, because if you live in a really cold climate, then if they die down in the winter, they'll come back up as the same thing as opposed to a grafted one, which sometimes the herbaceous graft will take over.
Sure, sure. Well, you know, we always come out here in the spring and we see these breathtaking blooms from peonies, but the reality is sometimes you got to do a little work in the fall to get ready for those beautiful blooms in the spring. For more information on all kinds of information on peonies, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to Carol's peony website. Carol, thank you so much for your time, my friend.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature Blooming Advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
Don't let the cold and wet get you this winter. Warm up to a season of heat with Grimm's Fuel. Grimm's has plenty of wood and heating oil ready to deliver to keep you warm all winter long. Stay warm and cozy with Grimm's Fuel.
A destination farm and garden market featuring the very best each season has to offer. Smith Berry Barn offers seasonal farm fresh fruits and vegetables and specialty herbs and perennials. Visit the historic barn for distinctive gifts, gourmet foods, and homemade milkshakes. Here's what we have to offer this week.
It's our annual Heirloom Apple Festival. Sample apples on a fun-filled day for the whole family.
Centrally located off of Shoals Ferry Road between Sherwood and Hillsborough. Smith Berry Barn, growing good taste from the ground up.
Why do the finest builders shop at Standard TV and Appliance?
I, as a builder, have been represented by Standard TV and Appliance for over 20 years. Standard TV and Appliance is that core vendor that makes a difference in my company. Standard TV and Appliance is a type of partner that any builder would be proud to have.
Standard can make your dream kitchen a reality, setting the standard since 1947. Standard TV and Appliance.
So it is a great joy for me to be sitting next to Kelly Norris, and we're going to start right off, Kelly, because you actually do a lot with your life, but you also write some books, don't you?
I have written a couple of books, yes indeed.
So let's start off with one, because you
Sure.
know irises are so popular.
A classic.
And they are, and they seem to be, I remember in Texas even, in alleyways, people would plant them because they're so hardy too.
Right, they're forgiving.
They are very forgiving. So first of all, tell me a little bit about iris. What made you say, yeah, iris is going to write that book?
Well, I suppose what made me say I was going to write the book is because I've been growing bearded irises since I was a kid.
Right.
It was one of the first familiar flowers that I remember
Because
in
your
my
family
maternal
grew them, right?
grandmother's garden. Yeah, and so I talked my parents into buying a nursery when I was 15, and it was an iris nursery. And so my dream as a teenager was to own a nursery, and irises were that seminal passion as a young boy.
Right, and that has just stuck with you through time too.
It has
It's not
stuck
something
with
that's
me.
left you
Not
and
at
walked
all.
away. But then on your own, Kelly, as an adult, you decided
All by himself.
to write this book, which I find fascinating because it's not like traditional books about plants with style. You would think of plants that have a specific form or shape, but you're really, it's much more of an emotional.
It's a bigger conversation about style. I think there's a lot of, there's an increased level of consciousness in the retail gardening public today about planting with purpose and gardening in a way that's more meaningful than just simply creating some beautiful picture in a frame.
Right.
But there is still an important part of our psyche as humans that has to be connected to the landscape in order to feel that level of responsibility. And so I really feel like that conversation starts with an awareness or a conversation about style.
Right.
Style, as the say Yves Saint Laurent quote goes, fashion fades, but style is eternal.
Right.
And there's something sort of enduring about people's sense of style. And it's funny because when you start talking about style, people get very self-conscious.
Right.
They think, I'm not a designer. And people tell me
They
this
get
all the time. They get
defensive,
very or protective or conservative about their they have a consciousness about I'm not this. And what this book starts to get people to do is to start to build a personal flora, to build a palette, to build something that resonates with you.
What speaks with you from nature and those plants.
Right. And we, in the course of building the table of contents for that book, sort of walk people through. We kind of lead them to doing the right things.
Right.
We seduce them into doing the right things, frankly, because I believe that gardens should be these emotional, romantic places that we develop deep, meaningful relationships with. But gardens don't simply just end with our act of humanity and planting them. They're about so much more. And that's the beautiful conversation we're having as a culture of horticulture today. And rather than wagging the finger at people and saying, you need to plant this, or you have to do this, or this is what you should do, I want to lead people to water because they feel like it's the right thing to do, because they want to do it.
And that would make them actually enjoy the process even more. If you're not
Truly.
threatened, none of us want to be threatened about anything, and
No.
certainly in our gardens where we spend our lives and time, we want to be able to feel those feelings that maybe from childhood. And we've seen this
Absolutely.
going through gardens. We've traveled gardens together, you
Sure,
and I.
absolutely.
We have seen gardens that that person is just passionate about that garden. And
Exactly.
That's to me, that's what a lot of this book is about.
It's totally what that book is about, that relationship about planting gardens that are both personally meaningful and meaningful as a place for other creatures and other things. This relationship that we have with land is something I think that's changing in our culture very much at the moment. There's a paradigm shift changing in gardens right now. And I think it's so often, it's easy for us to think of the world as, the world against us, right? It's like humans are separated from all, and when we're bad, right? I mean, we blame ourselves for all these terrible things that we do. And we're kind of a clumsy species amid all of these other things. But, we are part of that system, and we have to sort of find a balance in a way in which we can have a relationship with land, and a landscape can also exist around us as well. So,
well, I have to tell you, my friends, that let's go back to this one. If you love iris, it's a great book on it. There's so much information, and you can cull all the stuff that you need, and then start irises for yourself in your own garden if you haven't already. And then I have to tell you too that on this one, it really gives you an insight into the beauty and the trials and the tribulations of like designers and what they must go through, and then the plants themselves that just give you a different perspective that might change your garden too. So for more information on how to get these, go to gardentime.tv and we'll show you where you can pick them up. And Kelly, really, what a delight, my friend. I appreciate your time so much.
Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure.
William, tell me again the name of this apple.
Well, Judy, it's Rome. So we invite all of you to roam on over to Portland Nursery on Stark Street for their apple tasting.
So for more information about Portland Nursery's apple tasting or anything you saw on today's show, please go to gardentime.tv.
Well, we've had a blast today on the show, so why don't we do it again next week, right here on Garden Time.
Located in the heart of Willamette Valley's hops, hazelnut, and wine country, Caddy Farms is a beautiful option for your upcoming wedding or event. Enjoy the diverse venue the over 40-acre farm offers, with manicured gardens, a private forest and spacious meadow, chef's kitchen, and covered patios. All just 5 minutes off of I-5 in Aurora, Oregon. Caddy Farms, now booking upcoming events.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.